Let's also listen in from Niranjan Hiranandani, head of one of Maharashtra's largest developers and of course president of industry body NAREDCO as well, talking about the real estate sector that is reeling under liquidity stress that has been amplified with pain in the NBFC sector. The recent change in norms with regards to housing finance companies funding some of those projects by retail customers has also been taken away. How can the sector come out of this crisis of credibility and look ahead for growth? Here's what Mr. Hiranandani had to tell us.
If you're talking about post-budget, there are three important things which have taken a big change. I think the first part of it is that we have been telling time and again that the NBFCs needed to be looked after. Unless you don't look after the NBFCs, that funding route was totally immobilized. Thanks to the finance minister's statement that they are going to fund with a sovereign guarantee for the funding to take place from the banks to the financial institution, that 50,000 crores, 70,000 crores that has been incorporated into the budget is a lifesaver to NBFCs. Number two, we have suggested, as far as that is concerned, for additional benefits in terms of change in the direction of housing for all. That was the rental housing policy. We had represented 1 year ago that you can't have housing for all without the concept of rental housing. You have a house in Delhi, tomorrow you are transferred to Mumbai. Are you going to buy another house in Mumbai? No. So we needed to create a rental housing policy. We are absolutely delighted that the housing ministry has not only followed that cue from the budget, but has preempted it by putting it right on the website for the purposes of opening out. So we think a second revolution is there in the offing. The third revolution is set by the Supreme Court. And I think the question was of getting the log jam which had taken place between RERA, between the IBC and NCLTs and the Consumer Court. I think the Supreme Court has come out very clear that we must complete the projects. That is the front ender of everything that is important to the country. Nobody will be taken care of if the buildings are not complete. We have been saying that for the last 2 years, and I'm very, very glad that the Supreme Court has intervened finally to do it. I think we need to resolve the issue of saying what is going to be important. NCLT, RERA or Consumer Courts. I think RERA should be given the importance because that's the resolution mechanism which we need to do, and I'm hoping that those changes will be incorporated in the law very quickly. If you look at all these concepts which have happened in the last 30 days, I think it's a fantastic change which is taking place and I think was much needed. We are delighted about this change. Yes, there is a lot of stress in the market because liquidity crisis is there. Banks are full of money. 1,75,000 crores of surplus money is lying with the banks, undistributed to anybody. Forget NBFCs to the market, whether it's auto market, whether it's SMEs, whether it is real estate or you name any sector they've done. It's a crisis of confidence, not in a sector, not in real estate, not in something else. It's a crisis of confidence in the country. So we need that crisis of confidence to be resolved very quickly because we need to bring the money, surplus money. 1,75,000 crores could have been very good with industry. Doesn't matter which industry, because we need to do it. Real estate takes care of 269 industries, whether it's cement, whether it's steel, whether it's tiles, whether it's porcelain, whether it's plastic, whether it's aluminium, whether it's glass, whether it's paints, whether it's plumbing, whether it's fitting, you name it, it's there. So I think the kickoff of the economy to 10%, which is my aspiration for India by next year, will happen if housing is kicked off again.
Agreed, but what about the unsold inventory? There have been reports about a lot of unsold inventory with the players. Any comment on that?
Come on, you have to understand. We had a problem of GST which was 12%. Right. 12% became 8%. 8 became 5 only few months ago. Affordable housing became 1 only 3 months ago. Now, how do you expect your buying capacity is not going to be decided like this? You will say, I'll buy a flat. You don't decide in 15 days to join a flat. When you see the overall complexity of the change which has taken place, the buying has started. We have got a project in Thane which is seeing unbelievably high sales now, but part of it is in finished product. So this, and because of GST and other things which in the past was 12%, a large amount of finished product is there. My belief is that in the next 5 years, at least 50% of all sales in real estate will be finished product.
So do you intend to say that by in the next 5 years, the unsold inventory issue that is currently lying because of the GST issues would completely be waived off?
They will be waived off, but new product will come into the marketplace. Okay. But we need to do and solve a lot of other problems. Okay. We have a problem of credibility and sanity in the real estate that we need to bring back very quickly. The cost of development charges and others which are charged by the rate by the governments have gone up tremendously. Mumbai, Maharashtra, Devendra Fadnavis has taken the first step down. 60% reduction in the charges have taken place and has been proposed just now. So we are going to see a revolution of change. We think that the cost of inputs have to come down and will come down. Cost of land has to come down. Under the land acquisition code, prices of lands have gone up fourfold because of the acquisition of government. So people are not willing to put on affordable housing the land. So we'll need to work out how to...
Time is, I think...
yeah, so it happened and it will happen. My reading, if you want to know the macro, 35% growth of real estate will take place in the next 1 year.